Hello, how you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 2021 and another part of our Immersive Driver Career Mode with Mercedes. I just want to say thank you for the incredible recent support on the F1 videos. I don't really know where it all came from, but it's an absolute pleasure. This is probably my favourite series to record at the moment, with just how quick this Mercedes car is. I'm really enjoying it. The season so far has had its ups and downs. Of course, the last episode, one of the closest finishes ever, and we managed to just come out on top ahead of Lewis Hamilton, our teammate. We're 14 points behind in the championship, mainly down to the fact that we've had a DNF. We've had 3 victories to Lewis Hamilton's 2, but he has finished in the top 3 every race this season. Ocon has had a very consistent season as well, but he's dropping off the pace a little bit. Max Verstappen, the races he finishes, he's finishing it on the podium, but hasn't finished 2 of the races, so he's possibly already out of this World Championship. We are 14 points behind, as I say. We're dominating the Constructors at the moment, which is kind of what we want to achieve this season. We want to get the double as we head towards the final 5 races of the season after this one. We've got Hungary then, it is the final 5. We've got Hungary, then Belgium, then Italy, Russia and Brazil. So it is going to be an exciting end of the season. I can't wait for you to join me on that. But let's see how we get on in qualifying today. Traditionally, we do all right round here. Here we go then, let's take you on a lap of the Hungaroring and see how we get on in Q1. Should be fairly comfortable to get through in this session, but we've seen in the past, certainly in the last couple of races, our qualifying pace has not necessarily been at its best in Q1. We need to build ourselves up. Grip levels are stuff we're not really used to. This is the corner where it all counts, and that was a pretty decent run through there, but there's definitely more time to be had. We're a little bit excited on the steering wheel. I get a lot of questions. Are you a pad user or a wheel user? Very much a pad user. Don't know how I would fare with the wheel, whether that'd be better or worse, but we are purple through the first 2 sectors as it stands, which is good. So I was worried about the pace of the car going into this weekend. Well, here we come round the final corner now. Tyres just about holding on, and we come up to the line, and it's a 1:13.2, which is the fastest lap for the moment. And I think that should be comfortably enough to get through to Q2. I do think there's more time in that, but we'll see how people are getting on as we cool down the car in this second lap. We have got a Ferrari coming through now, so we'll see where they get up to. Although, actually, the Ferrari back into the pit lane. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure where the Ferraris are. Norris goes second. He's usually a pretty good qualifier, so if we're quicker than Norris, I think that should be a sign that we are going to get through here. I am sort of keeping an eye on the track map. That's why me cornering isn't fantastic, because
there's only 1 lap of fuel
it's one
remaining
after the other around here. So Lewis Hamilton, he's coming around the final corner now. So let's see where he gets up to. Here comes Lewis Hamilton up to the line. Where's he going to finish?
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
Is he only starting this flying lap? Surely he's top 5 material. I don't know. No idea, but we'll see at the end of the session. As I say, I think it should be enough. Well, I did say there was a little bit more in the car. I think there was quite a lot of track evolution towards the end. You can see Schumacher and Norris, Gasly, Russell all managing to get above us. Lewis Hamilton, though, on his final lap, 8 tenths quicker than us. I do think there is a little bit more in the car. Do I think there's that much? I'm not so sure. Well, here we come up to the line in Q2, and it is a slower lap, a 13.4. This time it is quicker. Max Verstappen on the medium tyres, so
We have 2 laps
we
of
were
fuel
nearly
remaining.
a second quicker than him. I don't think medium tyres are going to be very attractive in this session, but I think we are going to have to go back out there on some soft tyres. We are quicker than Leclerc, I suppose that's a positive, but yeah, need to do a lot better here. Well, I wouldn't say this has been a brilliant lap, but it's been a better lap, and we felt like we needed to do it. We go up to P3 at the end of Q2. I think we probably would have got through either way, but yeah, very interesting there. Not the best pace shown, but we are into the 112s now, quicker than Lewis Hamilton, but he was on the medium tyres. Now, going out in Q2 is Max Verstappen. That's a huge defeat for him, really. Mick Schumacher going out as well. George Russell dragging his Williams into the top 10. Fernando Alonso doing the same there. Wow, that could have been ugly if we'd stayed on our time of a 1:13.4. We would have got through, but yeah. Happy that we went out there and found a bit of pace. We need to improve again in Q3, though. Well, here we come up to the line then. And it's going to be a 1:13.3, which puts us second for now. But these are on the scrubbed Q2 tyres. Caught a bit of the white line on the way through there. Lost a bit of stability, but Ocon splits ourselves and Hamilton. I don't know what Hamilton's time was there, but he does go top of the leaderboard. A little bit of underbody damage now. We need to get back in, and hopefully we can get that fixed.
Performance issues until you come in and let us start repairs.
That's annoying. 2 minutes, so that's going to be okay, just about. But we have got the brand new tyres to slip on. And that's going to give us about half a second
We've had to spend
improvement,
time repairing the damage to the car.
But Sergio Perez for Ferrari on pole for now, on at 1:12.5. Lewis Hamilton at 1:12.6. I think we're going to struggle. I really do. I don't see us getting ahead of Ocon, really. And if we do, I don't see us getting a Gasly's pace. So we're going to take all of the fuel out of the car. We're going to leave it right to the death. And just hope for the best, really. Well, here we go. We're going to come up to the line. It is our best lap so far. It's not going to be pole position. Or is it?
Excellent
it is!
lap.
Wow, where have we pulled that from? My goodness me, I don't know where that came from. We must have just edged out Lewis Hamilton there at the end.
All ready for tomorrow's race.
Well,
Before
we're
we
2
begin,
tenths.
Let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. The captain, Hamilton, and Sergio Perez. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
I mean, that was ridiculous. I can't believe we made a second in that final lap. I think the first sector was all right, but the middle sector was where we found all of our time. We just pushed it really hard. The car bit, and that's what we got at the end. You know, it did what we wanted it to do, and we managed to out-qualify Lewis Hamilton, which I'm a bit surprised about. I think for the race, we've probably still got a little bit wanting, especially because Hamilton's on the medium, so he's going to go that little bit further, but well, we will see. We will see what happens in race day tomorrow. Pole position again.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of the Formula One World Championship. We don't expect too many retirements at this track. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher. He made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. We're northeast of Budapest for the race today at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. The captain lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Ocon, Pierre Gasly and Leclerc, Norris, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso and George Russell, Verstappen, Mick Schumacher, Antonio Giovinazzi and Vettel, Latifi, Stroll, and Guan Yu Zhou, and Callum Islet, Lundgaard, and Nikita Mazepin. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Okay, so here we are, ready and raring to go. It is going to be a fairly early pit stop, but you know, hopefully we'll manage to
pull away. You'll have a bit more grip,
get a bit of a gap to Hamilton behind.
On the tyres properly now. Make sure you get
Oh
some
dear!
heat into the
Oh
brakes
dear!
as well.
Oh dear! Oh, we don't want to do that at the start of the actual race. And annoyingly, we've given ourselves a little bit of extra wear. We'll have to wait for all these guys to come back round. I think we're okay. Right. Well, let's see if we can get back up to first position here. But yeah, that was a bit of a disaster. We certainly don't want to do that at the start of the race. But yeah, what I was going to say is I'm looking forward to this cat and mouse race with Lewis Hamilton. We have had it recently the opposite way around, where we've been on the mediums, he's been on the softs, but we can get a good start and well, there you go, Max Verstappen on the soft tyres. I'm
for the time being. Conditions looking good.
Quite surprised at that, because I thought with him starting in 11th he would take the opportunity to be on that medium tyre. After all, that's why he ended up out of qualifying, because he couldn't put a good enough lap in on the medium tyres, and then obviously made a mistake on his second run. But here we come round. It might work out in our favour that we've had a bit of a stressful formation lap, because these tyres should be up to a decent temperature. Lewis Hamilton, they're lining up in second. We are going to join the grid right now. You can see that the Haas car's already there, so here we are. We are ready and raring to go for the start of this Grand Prix.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Lights out, away we go here in Hungary. It's not a good start off the grid. We sort of had to commit to it. We saw it coming, but had to commit. While we go down the inside, don't want to make any contact with Lewis here. Giving some space to Esteban Ocon as we head through turn 2. But we have gone from first to fourth. It wasn't a good start. The revs weren't good. But we come up towards turn 4. Could have been a possible chance, but I think just wait it out now. I think Hamilton's probably got this in the bag. We need to make sure we finish second. We should be faster than Perez and Ocon in race trim. So let's focus on that. I'll tell you what, Perez has done a good job in that Ferrari. Got a chance here on Ocon, a little bit wide out of the final corner. I did think we were going to have a chance, but oh, We are going to go down the inside, and we do make it stick, so we are back
Nice
up into
move.
third.
Good job.
I think that was an important move, you know, because hopefully we can do the same to Perez by the end of this lap. And then it's all guns blazing after Lewis. Well, we're going to have a great run on Sergio Perez. Let's try and stay nice and close. And that's exactly what we do. Got DRS, and this should be the
Lewis
chance
is putting in
now.
some really quick lap times. He's the fastest
we are
man
through.
on the track at the moment. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Now we've got 2 laps until we're coming into the pits. We've got to try and use our advantage on Lewis Hamilton here. Okay, we're into the pits, just ahead of Sergio Perez.
Go, go, go. You'll
We're
be
away.
racing on
That's
the
a
exit.
lovely release. We're out in 2.9 seconds. We'd love to be out in some clean air. We don't want to have to pass a
Up to
back
speed
marker,
now.
but
Let's get some heat into those tyres.
that's what it's going to be. It's Callum Ilott at the very least. Should be able to get past him fairly easily, but we wanted that clear air. Can we get past him before turn 4? That's the question. It was a risky one, but we went down the inside of him. I think that was really important because we did not want to be caught behind him going into this complex of corners. Oh, we lose it a little bit through there, but just about okay. It is interesting because Vettel always seems to be the one that goes an extra lap on those soft tyres compared to everybody else. But we are comfortably back up into third position.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.7 seconds.
And now, closing in on Lewis Hamilton, we need to make sure we utilise this so-called undercut to get ahead of him, because he's going to be bolting on those soft tyres. Well, fastest lap of the race, a
Great job. That was the
1:15
fastest
0.
lap of the race so far.
And we are taking a good a lap off Lewis Hamilton here, and these are all seconds that he's going to have to take back off us at the end of the Grand Prix on those soft tyres. Of course, the fastest lap at this point is kind of irrelevant because Lewis is just going to be flying at the end of the Grand Prix. But the longer he stays out there on those old mediums, the more work he's going to have to do a little bit later on. But of course, the fresher his tyres are going to stay. So it's that balancing act for Lewis Hamilton now. But what he doesn't want to do is drop behind Sergio Perez. That could be the ace in the pack for us. If he drops behind Sergio Perez, he might struggle to get past.
They seem to have an issue.
Well, Hamilton is in the pits. He has bailed on his medium tyres. We've just set a purple middle sector. This is huge now. Where are we going to come out with respect to Hamilton? How far ahead are we going to be? Is he going to come out behind Sergio Perez? He's leaving the pit lane now. We're passing the pit lane now, so we are into the lead of this Grand Prix. And we know that track position is very important here. We go wide in turn 1 though. That is not going to help us. But we have got 3 seconds over Lewis Hamilton, who did come out comfortably ahead of Sergio Perez. So now it is a battle to the end of this Grand Prix. 7 laps. Can we hold on? Well, Lewis Hamilton has already caught up to us. I mean, this is ridiculous. On those soft tyres, he has absolutely rinsed our gap dry. And now, he is within DRS range. So this is going to be a tough sell now. I'll tell you what, going deep into that first corner, when Lewis came out of the pits, that's what's cost us here. Because we'd have probably had another lap or two before he was right on us. But he is right behind us now. But we know in the middle sector, it is going to be a lot easier to hold him off as long as we don't make any mistakes. But he is right on the back of us here, and we are bottling it at the moment. He is right there. We cannot let him get past in these sections, because this is where our car is just too wide for Lewis. He's not going to be able to get past through here. But again, a little bit of understeer not helping us there. He is only a 10th behind here. We need to make sure that we are positioning our car, saving our battery for the correct parts of the track. So here we come. It's going to be his first chance with the DRS. We're going to give it a wider entry. But here he comes. He is having a look. Are we going to be able to hold on?
Of fuel remaining.
Well, we managed to stay down the inside, and I don't think he's going to be able to make the move stick here. We are going to be giving Toto Wolff something to think about through these final few laps, because that we were able to hold off there. We were able to hold him off. Obviously our tyres are going to drop off, but so are Lewis's now. You know, the best of his soft tyres will have been those first couple of laps on them. You would imagine he is going to get fastest lap at some point, but having said that, he is just stuck behind us. He's going at our pace at the moment, and we're 8/10 off that. He's having a look down the inside. We're going to give him the room. Oh, and he's made a mistake, has he? I don't know. What has happened? Well, so Lewis Hamilton got the run on us here. Goes down the inside. Oh, he catches the curb. Look. Look at this. He catches the curb. We took a wider line, but he caught the curb, which sent him into us. So he's spun round a little bit. So that's going to give us a little bit of breathing room. Is he going to have to come into the pits? I hope that isn't going to be the case. Perez into second now. What has happened to Lewis Hamilton? Is he going to have to pit? I don't know. No, he doesn't need to pit. So he didn't have any issues there, but just... I did try and give him the room. I mean, hopefully you could see that, but... I mean, that was an exciting battle. But yeah, he just caught the inside curb and got that understeer. And just sent him round. He should get back into second, I would imagine. He's not going to struggle to get past Sergio Perez, I don't think. But, oh, what a shame. What a shame. I thought that we were going to have an end of race long battle for that lead. I thought it was going to be very cat and mouse.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
But barring any big issues, we should win this now. Well, coming on to the final lap of the Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton, unfortunately,
Final lap of the race.
hasn't really made much of an impact on Sergio Perez in these final few laps. I do feel bad, but I honestly don't think it was our fault.
Lap of fuel remaining.
It does look like Tsunoda's going to finish 4th as well, which is a really, really good performance from him. Verstappen managing to get back up to 5th. I don't know whatever happened to Esteban Ocon. We will have to maybe have a look at that, but there's been no retirements from this race as yet. Hamilton closing in on Perez, but just don't think he's going to have enough speed to get past him. Perhaps he did pick up a bit of underbody damage because he did ride the curb a little bit. Maybe that's the issue. But yeah, it looks like we are going to have fastest lap as well, which is rather nice for us. But it's going to be 2 Grand Prix victories in a row for ourselves. Lewis Hamilton is only going to finish 3rd, but here we come up to the line to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. A bit controversial, but that was great.
Team effort. Thanks to all the boys.
That's a race win. You've really been great today.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, there you go then. We do win the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton couldn't make it past Sergio Perez, so there could be quite a ramification in the championship for that, but I'll leave it up to you guys. I think we left the room. I think Hamilton just was a little bit too close to the curb. I don't think we squeezed him too much. I think had he, he was alongside, but I had the race in line. It was a very, very tough overtaking spot. I think that's the ultimate bit. But luckily Hamilton didn't get any damage, so he only lost the 1 position. But Sergio Perez there in 2nd, Max Verstappen in 4th. Managed to get past Tsunoda in the end. Wow. Norris finishes 6th, Gasly 7th, Leclerc 8th, Russell 9th, and Schumacher 10th. Ocon all the way down to 12th. Not entirely sure what happened to him. No retirements from this Grand Prix. You will be happy to know. So, in the championship, that now means that there are 3 points in it. We are 3 points behind Lewis Hamilton. Of course, Belgium coming up next, where we have dominated the last couple of years, so that could be a big amount of points that we pick up there. Ocon still in 3rd ahead of Verstappen in 4th. We are absolutely dominating the constructors. I don't see how we're going to lose that. It has been a dominant season so far for Mercedes, it has to be said. But it's going to go down to the wire, this, between ourselves and Hamilton, and there's always that joker of reliability that could come into play. Let's head back to the headquarters, see how things are hanging. Well,
amazing performance
it's going to
out
be
there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Crazy end of the season.
Do you think your rival learned from his battle with you?
They'll have learned they need a better car.
Do you have any comments about this team? Great. Well, that's everything.
Okay, cool. So there you go. All done there. with Claire. And she's actually happy with us for once. But there you go, another big chunk of acclaim. Level 20 driver now. Of course, we have got that one World Championship to our name last season. Didn't go to plan. We have got a season break coming up. So, do we have any... No, we are fully maxed out car again. Williams are the second best team now. Where on earth has that come from? Wow. Williams are the second best team. But they're not making use of it at the moment, are they? Down in 7th place. Goodness me. But yeah, if you have a look, last season we finished Belgium in 2nd, actually. We didn't win that in the end. Gasly won it. Yeah, I can remember now. We dominated qualifying, but couldn't quite get Gasly in the race, and that was one of the things that really cost us in the end. Yeah, pretty crazy. But the season before that, again, we finished 2nd. Was it the Ferrari weekend that we... Yeah, it was Ferrari. Wow, it was season 2 where we absolutely dominated the Grand Prix that year. But the last 2 races, we have finished in 2nd. So that's something to bear in mind, I think, as we head into this weekend. We're maybe not in as good a position as we thought. But... yeah, we'll have to see. Trophies wise, 4 wins this season, a DNF and a 4th place. It's not been a bad season, that's for sure. But I'm looking forward to it nonetheless as we go into the next part of the season. We'll start our season break. We'll see what R&D people have done.
You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select, as while you will receive acclaim for beating them, you'll lose acclaim if you fail to do so.
So Red Bull is back above. We will use a new gearbox. So heading to Belgium. Who's going to have made gains? Are there going to be any retirement announcements? No, not just yet. No, Red Bull and Williams are pretty much on par going into this weekend. So they're going to be our main rivals. And with Williams' engine, they could well be in a big position, a really strong position for winning this this race. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. If you are, and if you've enjoyed this episode, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. Of course, we've got the Grand Prix World playthrough on the channel as well, so make sure you check that out if you are interested. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.